So you said that probably a lot of us are afraid. I'm afraid.
And so am I. I'm afraid too. Not to the extent most of you are, but I'm afraid too.
And so we're the same age. I admire the hell out of you for what you do. I want to become less afraid.
Well, what are you afraid of?
Lose my job.
Okay, what's the worst? So tell me more about that.
Well, then I'd have to figure out what to do. And then I have 2 little kids at home. We have a house. I have a wife. We like a lot of what we do, but we feel like there's so much truth to tell. And
so what's holding you back?
Fear. It's irrational.
So you have to. I have this conversation, by the way, every day. I mean, I just had this conversation this afternoon on Instagram, and she said, literally, she said what you're saying. She said, well, I have to provide for my boys. And I said, what do you mean? Are they going to starve to death if you tell the truth? As far as I know, people don't starve in America, at least not yet. So you're going to lose your house? You're going to lose your job? I lost my job. I lost the job. I mean, this is the great. I lost the job for the company that I founded doing this. It doesn't get much more ironic than that. But I'm still standing. So and I'm going to put you on the spot, but what are we actually afraid of? Especially Christians. That's one of the greatest ironies. Christians I talk about eternal life, and they're worried about losing their stuff and their money. I don't get that at all. Because you don't take any of that stuff with you when you die. None of it. And when we're on our deathbed, I'm willing to bet we're probably not thinking about our stuff and our money, or what type of house we live in. I think we think about whether we follow our conscience. And by the way, I have children. I don't have children, so I can't fully empathize yet. I hope to have children. But I would think that if I did have children, my little boys would appreciate the fact that I followed my conscience, even if it meant I lived in a smaller house, or I had to rent instead of own. I would think that my children would be inspired by that, rather than that would hurt them. But that's what I think. So you have to really evaluate what's the worst thing that could actually happen to you? And maybe the worst thing is not the worst thing. Maybe it might be the best thing. Because they can stop me, and maybe they will, but they can't stop me and you and like a couple hundred other people. So they can't stop all of us. So what we need to do is awaken a sleeping giant.